What's up guys? Today I bring you a brand new smartphone review. So this is the iQOO 13 with the official BMW M Motorsport branding. Roll the intro. And this is the first smartphone that I am testing, which is powered by the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite. So super excited to see how this one performs. Now, quick look first of all at what you get inside the box. So we have our paperwork, we have a SIM eject tool with the BMW Motorsport branding. This comes with a clear silicone case to get you started, which is nice to have. Type-C to Type-C charging cable. This also comes with a 120 watt Type-C flash charger. And last but certainly not least, the smartphone itself. Now let's quickly mention the price. In the official iQOO AliExpress page, you can see it's selling for around £538, which is actually not bad for the money. Build quality. Now the phone is made from an aluminium alloy frame, glass back with smooth matte finish. You've got really nice curved edges and it feels very premium in the hands. It's only 8.1 millimeters in thickness and weighs 213 grams. And this version I have here is called the Legend Edition with the iQOO logo. And then you got the official partner BMW M Motorsport logo on the back. And I believe iQOO have had this BMW partnership for the last 5 years. Now at the bottom of the phone you have a SIM card tray, Type-C charging port and a loudspeaker. So it's a dual 5G SIM tray. On the side we've got volume rocker and power button along with a few antenna lines. Up on top we've got 2 more antenna lines, another loudspeaker, and we've got an IR blaster. And on the side we've got another 2 antenna lines, and that is pretty much it. Now we have an interesting camera bump design. It's surrounded by a chrome trim, and you also have a unique halo ring of light which goes around the edges. Now this halo light is customizable with 72 different lighting settings and options, and you can customize that lighting effect for different games and different scenarios. And the triple 50 megapixel camera setup is also quite remarkable, and we will be indulging in the cameras a little bit later in the video. But first of all, let's talk screen quality. So you are looking at a 6.8 inch LTPO AMOLED display with a 2K resolution screen and refresh rate up to 144 Hz. And in case you're wondering, screen resolution is 3168 by 1440. So that's a 2K resolution screen, but you can drop it down to 1080p whenever you want to conserve power. Now by default, the refresh rate is set to smart switch mode, which automatically switches the refresh rate based on what you are doing on the device. But the option for 60 Hz all the time or up to 144 Hz all the time is available. And you can also select which apps you want running at the highest refresh rates. So if you didn't want to use your web browser at high refresh rates, it's easy to switch that off. So really nice to have that control. Now peak brightness is up to 4500 nits, and this phone does have HDR10 plus certifications along with Google Widevine level 1, and you also have various TUV Rhineland certifications. So the screen is super nice, bright, beautiful colors, and the bezels are thin and symmetrical all the way around. Now, performance-wise, this smartphone is an absolute monster. It's powered by Qualcomm's latest processor, which is the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is a 3nm octa-core clocked at 4.3 GHz, along with 16 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM and 512 gigs of storage. Now, this phone does also support virtual RAM, so you can expand the RAM by up to 16 gigs using some of your free internal storage space, effectively giving you 32 gigs of RAM. Now, the gaming features are also quite vast. So we have game visual enhancements, you've got game super resolution, so you can actually select ultra high quality, or original quality. So that will give the game a boost in resolution, which will allow you to play some of these games at up to 144 Hz. And I will show you that in action in a bit. You've got esports mode, you've got game light effects. So you can actually customize the gaming light effects, namely the screen light effect at the top of the screen when you're playing, and the rear light halo can also be customized. So for example, some common scenario settings that you can edit. Every time you enter a game, the light can turn on. And then you got monster mode, which will highlight in orange. So you can customize things as you required. You can even customize individual games. So different scenarios in game. So when you're shooting, you can have a custom light effect of your chosen color. We've got 4D game vibration, which is actually off by default. So you do need to come into the settings and switch them on individually for whichever game you're going to play. You got your game sound quality and effects, and you've got frame rate priority. Now, if you enable your frame rate priority, the resolution will be slightly reduced, but the frame rate will go up in that game. Now, while we're in about, you may as well look at some of the specs. Snapdragon 8 Elite mobile platform, octa-core 4.32 GHz, Android 15 with FuntouchOS 15. Now the gaming mode itself activates every time you open a game. And there is a gaming bar which you can slide in from the left. And this will let you tweak the performance first of all. You can see there you've got battery saver mode, balance mode, and then you've got monster mode, which will allow you to maximize the GPU and CPU performance. You also have a slider for refresh rate, and you can see I have set it on high, and you have a slider for touch sampling, and again, I have that set on high. And under game tools, you have some toggles to switch certain features on and off. Now let's go to settings and check out the graphics information. So first of all, if we select the highest possible settings, so graphics is max and frame rate is max. That is the maximum highest selectable for both. If you want faster frame rates, you have the option for ultra, but it will drop the graphics down to medium.
Standing by. Cover me. UAV recon. Hunter-killer drone. Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed. Reloading. Cover me. Heads up. Enemy UAV. Hardpoint contested. Hostile hardpoint. Hardpoint lost. Hunter-killer drone ready for deployment.
Alright, so quick look at graphics settings of PUBG Mobile. Highest selectable is Ultra HDR and frame rate Ultra. If you drop the graphics down to HDR, then you get the option for Extreme. If we drop down to Smooth, the lowest graphics setting, Ultra Extreme becomes available. So that is how you can play at 144 Hz. But to make things look a bit nicer, we have the Super Game Resolution active at ultra high quality. Frame rate interpolation is on, and we've got the game visual enhancements turned on as well. So that will give us a slightly better image quality too. Alright, so now it's time for a bit of Call of Duty Warzone. Here we go. Okay, so gaming performance was insane. You can see the current temperatures right now after playing 2 long Warzone sessions, and you can see the temperature is fine, slightly warm to the touch, but no drop in performance. Now let's quickly talk about the battery. This phone has a 6150 milliamp hour battery and supports 120 watt fast charging. Battery life is insanely good. This phone actually has a bigger battery than the S24 Ultra and the OnePlus 12. Alright, so first of all, we're going to test out the fast charging with the included 120 watt flash charger. Battery is currently at 17%. I have a 15-minute timer running, so let's see how much juice we can get back in 15 minutes with the included charger. Let's go. Okay, 15 minutes are up, and if we have a look, battery percentage is at 73%. That is crazy fast, people. Alright, so we went from a 17% battery to a 73% battery in only 15 minutes. You can see the battery temperature there, 35.9. So impressive 120 watt flash charging. Now I want to show you guys what the battery life is really like. And you can see Netflix HDR is supported. So we're going to stream this Netflix movie for 1 hour, and we're going to come back and check on the battery life. So the starting battery life is 73%. Let's play the movie. Now I've got the brightness set to 50%. We are streaming this movie in HDR quality. 3, 2, 1. So that's an hour done. Dismiss. Alright, so we started off with a 73% battery. 1 hour later, watching Netflix HDR, you can see the battery life only dropped down by 1%, which is quite insane and very hard to believe. But I ran this test in real time, and that is what the outcome. Now let's talk cameras. We have three 50 megapixel sensors on the back. So that's a 50 megapixel primary Sony IMX921 sensor. We have a 50 megapixel telephoto, which is also a Sony sensor, and that's the IMX816. And then we have a 50 megapixel ultra wide, which is the Samsung JN1. And on the front in the center, we have a 32 megapixel front camera. All right, so let me give you a walkthrough of the camera app. So we've got snapshot, night mode, portrait mode, we've got photo mode, video recording, and maximum resolution supported is 8K at 30 frames per second, and you can also do 4K 60. If we flip to the front camera, just want to show you the video recording resolution, it's 4K 60 max. And under more, you have even more camera features to play with. You've got high resolution, panos, slow-mo, time-lapse, pro mode, and a few more. Now, if we select high resolution and just take one quick high resolution shot. Now, throughout my tests, taking photos on this phone has been a very pleasant experience. You're getting pro level cameras. The phone can also take incredibly detailed low light photos. So here are a whole bunch of samples for you guys to check out. Now, if we talk about video capture, this phone can shoot 8K videos at 30 frames per second with the rear cameras and up to 4K 60 with the front. So let's just go ahead and check out the various video samples. Ultra wide, 1x, 5x, and 10x. So after seeing those samples, do let me know in the comments what you guys think of the cameras. Now, for you advanced users, DRM info shows Google Widevine level 1. And here are the results for the internal disk speeds. So we have achieved read speeds of 10620 and write speeds of 592 megabytes per second. So you can see we have connected to a Wi-Fi 7 network. Wi-Fi speed test, here are the results. We achieved 643 megabits per second download and 53.2 megabits per second upload. Now, my internet connection is capable of up to 600 megabits per second download and 60 megabits per second upload. And you can see that we have achieved near enough our top speed. In fact, we've gone slightly over with the 643. Now, coming to our benchmarks, starting off with Geekbench, single core score of 3012 and multi-core score of 9447. And in the Antutu benchmark test, this phone has achieved a whopping 2.7 million. That is the highest benchmark I've come across so far in an Android smartphone. A quick look at the temperatures. So starting temperature was 37.2, and by the time we finished the benchmark, we were at around 49.7. Now, some of you asked me to run a graphics bench test, so here it is. So the Aztec Ruins sample we achieved 80 FPS, and that is the 2K resolution sample. The 4K sample, we achieved 39 frames per second, which is also not bad. Now, if we scroll down and we check out the car chase, you can see 76 frames per second for the 2K resolution, and 1080p, we got 149 frames per second. So that's what you can expect there. Okay, moving on to 3D marks. I ran the regular wildlife test, and you can see it maxed out. Your device is too powerful for this test. So next I tested Wildlife Extreme. We achieved 4,215, and the score is better than 88% of the results from all other devices. I also ran the Solar Bay test. We achieved 7,622, and again 81% better than most other phones out there. Now, anything above Wildlife Extreme is for high-end phones. So the Steel Nomad test, we achieved 1,657, better than 62% of all other devices. Okay, so let's see how this phone ranks with the other smartphones of this year in my top performing smartphone chart of 2024. Now, all the phones on this chart are ranked by AnTuTu benchmark scores. So based on that, you can see that the iQOO 13 has achieved position 1 with a massive 2.7 million score on AnTuTu. iQOO 13 is currently king of the castle. There are a lot more phones coming out soon with the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and I will check the benchmarks and update the charts accordingly. Now, you can view the full versions of all my charts online at chixtech.com and read them at your leisure and completely free of charge. We have Android 15 with FuntouchOS 15 on top. The OS is no doubt super fast in operation and has a lot of features and tweaks for you to play around with. Unfortunately, you do get some bloatware included as standard. You got recommended app section, and there are a few games like Block Blast, etc. pre-installed for you. It's quite easy to just uninstall and remove the apps that you don't want. Apart from that, great OS with tons of features to play around with and customization options. It's fast, fluid, and works really well. Now, you do have a really nice in-display fingerprint sensor which works as it should, and Face Unlock works equally fast. Of course, you also got built-in Wi-Fi 7, you've got NFC, you've got Bluetooth 5.4, all as standard. But I was actually surprised to see that you do have an IR blaster on top. So to sum this one up, the iQOO 13 is a remarkable smartphone with a beautiful premium design and of course that BMW motorsport branding. The phone is IP68 and IP69, so no worries about using this in the rain. The Snapdragon Elite gaming performance is the best you can get on an Android phone right now. So efficient performance with no overheating issues at all. I absolutely love the camera performance and video recording. Battery life and fast charging is also impressive. Now, I am working on a gaming/emulation video for this phone, so if you don't want to miss it, sub to the channel, and while you're there, please hit the like button to let me know that you appreciate the efforts. So more of my latest and greatest unbiased tech reviews coming up. Stay tuned, stay blessed, peace.